My boyfriend, 26, and his brother, 29, had a very toxic relationship. His brother had issues and had to pay for insurance as part of his job, but then he died from drinking and falling down the stairs. So insurance paid out a $260,000 split between him and his mom. Dad abandoned them. So $130,000 each. Boyfriend said he didn't want the money and wanted to donate it to a charity. We've been together for 3 years, and for 2 of that I've paid the majority of the expenses. I make $90,000 a year and he makes $35,000. He also has credit card debt from not making enough to survive on medical debt. I pay $2,000 of our $2,600 rent, most of the food cost, so he can pay off debt. I will admit I feel like he can do better. Still, with his bad upbringing and crappy family, I try to be gentle about nagging him. Unfortunately, he hasn't made any areas of improvement. I've worked hard to get new jobs and increase my salary, and he hasn't, which hurts because I work a lot, 9 to 11 hours a day, while he gets to follow his passion. He teaches kids gymnastics, which doesn't pay well. I'm an engineer and I'm doing all the work keeping us afloat. So when he got the money, I said we should buy an apartment or use it to pay off his debt or save it. But he wanted to donate it, and I'm really hurt because he doesn't care that by doing that, I'm forced to keep working harder and harder to support us. Especially because our rent got legally increased to $2,900. So if we re-sign for the place, almost half of my money is going to rent. So I tried to explain that we need the money and he can donate a portion, but he needs to take care of our finances first, like I've been doing for years. But he's mad that I want to use his brother's blood money and accuses me of only seeing money when it's about doing the right thing. Of course, he only cares about doing the right thing while letting me do all the hard stuff, like paying all the bills and taking care of real life. His brother died almost a year ago, and he got the insurance money 6 months ago and hasn't helped out at all. I've already talked to him about everything I've written above, and he just ignores me. Last month I found he'd donated everything to the American Cancer Society. I found the tax receipt he got from donating. While it's a good cause, it doesn't help our finances. I was so angry that I was left paying for everything so he could feel noble. I've told him he needs to start paying half the rent and food, and I'm no longer subsidizing him. We've had many fights about this because I only buy enough food for myself and he gets home with nothing to eat and accuses me of being selfish. He says because I make more, I should be paying for what I do, but he got a lot of money, so why doesn't he pay for more things? Even his mother, who wasn't great to him, called and begged him to keep the money rather than donate it. Everyone in my life, my parents, my friends, and my sister consider him a bum and only ask me why I'm with him. I don't know if I can answer it positively anymore because I feel used. But am I the idiot for insisting my boyfriend pay half of everything now that he's donated his entire brother's insurance money? Do you want outside permission to dump him? Boom. Done and granted. Break up with him. You're not the idiot. Anyone who gets money like that and gives it away when they have actual responsibilities is no one to continue making a life with. Bail. Flee. Scurry. Abandon ship. Save yourself, your sanity, your money, and your time. Girl, he is taking advantage of you and you are letting him. Why should he get a better job when you pay for his lifestyle? He's not going to change. Exactly, this guy has shown you he doesn't care about your shared future as a couple. Yes, he's grieving. Yes, he probably can't face using that money due to where it came from, but he cannot then in the same breath mooch off you. Your suggestion was sensible. Donate some, pay off debt, and then contribute fairly to the household. But he made a major life decision and hid it from you until you found out from finding the receipt. So he's not acting like a partner. He doesn't care that you're being pushed past your point of comfort financially, and he doesn't think you deserve to be told important things. I hate the phrase, but at this point, he's quitting your relationship, and you haven't realized it yet. Seriously, he's a bum. Why are you with him? He's a financial burden who doesn't care about you, doesn't listen to you at all, and doesn't want to help you. So help yourself. Choose yourself, because he will always choose himself. I, female 49, have 2 kids. Christina, female 26, and Dwight, male teen. He's neurodivergent and needs my attention and my husband's all the time since there are a lot of things he can't do by himself. So I am his primary caregiver. Christina got married and is pregnant now. I'm happy for her, but the problem is she always wants my attention. She knows that I have to take care of her brother, but she still calls me up and asks me to go with her to appointments and such. I told her several times that I couldn't unless it was an emergency, since Dwight gets severe anxiety in hospital, so I can't leave him alone. However, she still gets upset because she thinks I could just leave him with his nurse for a couple of hours. I think the pregnancy hormones may be affecting her too much, and she wants to fight for her mom's attention. It would be okay if it wasn't that her brother needs special care. She will give birth soon, and she asked me to stay at her house for a bit before and some weeks after the baby's birth. I told her I couldn't do that, I'd need to take Dwight with me and she won't be able to relax with him there, since he can be a bit of a troublemaker sometimes. So she told me to leave him with his dad and nurse. I told her she needed to understand that my priority is taking care of my son now. I must be there for him. She argued that she was my daughter and needed me since she had no one else. I told her that was a lie because she had her husband. I also said that maybe when her kid is born, she'll understand that as a mom, your first priority is your kids, and even more if they have special needs and need you all the time. Now she's an adult and doesn't need me, she's not my priority. She cried and insulted me. She said that she'll never be able to forget that I chose her brother over her again during such a hard moment for her. Am I the idiot? Again. That's the only word I needed to hear. You've been doing this to her for her whole life. She needs you to finally be there for her at an important and stressful time, and here comes, your brother needs me. He needs a nurse or his father to take care of him. Why is it only you that must? Do you actually like your daughter? Enjoy your time with your son because your daughter will never speak to you again and you'll never see your grandchild. You are the idiot in such an outstanding way. Jesus. Yeah, like, where is Dad on this one? There's also a nurse? OP is so unbelievably heartless. She'll never have a relationship with her only grandkids and only have herself to blame. And so hypocritical of OP to tell her daughter she has a husband. OP also has a husband, and where is he to help care for his kid? Ultimately, Dwight will also be hurt by the OP's decision because instead of developing multiple support systems, he is entirely reliant on the OP. Dwight does not need mommy in his face 24/7, 365, and I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't want her there all the time either. Something tells me she's not doing all this for him. This hurts my heart so badly. I assume she's come second since your son was born. She wants her mom, and you are so dismissive of her. This is your last chance. I went through the same thing with my mom. I gave her one last chance to be my mom when my first was born, and she blew it. Honestly, we're better off without her. I'm sure we'll hear from you again about your missing reasons. OP, just be honest and tell her that validating your savior complex is far more important to you than she'll ever be. She'll be fine. She won't even care about it after going no contact with you. Hope you're ready to get put in a home when you're older. Guaranteed she won't want to take care of you. I, 33 female, am currently house training my puppy. He's great about holding and sleeping through the night as long as it's a calm environment. My boyfriend stays over every weekend. He knows my schedule and how I've been operating. Last Saturday, my boyfriend, 37, wanted to hang out with his friends at a rooftop bar downtown. I decided to stay home. He asked if he should come back to sleep over or not, and I said he could as long as he didn't come home super late. He said he wouldn't be long and would be back by 8 p.m. He left at noon and left his backpack there since he'd return. I didn't hear from him all day until about 7 p.m. when my boyfriend said he was leaving soon. Then, for the next 3 hours, my boyfriend kept saying he would be leaving soon or getting ready to leave. He would lie and say he was walking to the train, but 45 minutes later, when he still wasn't, I messaged to see where he was, and he said they were still hanging out. This behaviour was triggering for reasons I won't get into based on past incidents, and I felt like he was screwing me around. At 10 p.m, I was really aggravated and felt like an idiot waiting around. Also, I didn't want my puppy to wake up and get excited and confused, plus potentially have an accident when my boyfriend strolled in at God knows what time, and then I would have to take him out. We're in a night routine that has worked for us, and I don't want to mess with it. So when my boyfriend said yet again, getting on the train soon, I texted back and said, don't come back here, go home, I'm going to sleep. My boyfriend didn't reply. The next day came to get his bag and left without barely saying a word. Afterward, he texted me saying I left him stranded and just ripped me to shreds. Since then, I haven't heard from him, it's been a week, and I'm getting the silent treatment. After thinking about it, I realised he must have left his house keys in his backpack. How was I to know? I wish he'd just told me that instead of immediately turning silent on Saturday night when I told him not to come back here. If he needed his keys, I would have left his bag outside my door. So the lack of communication and immediately turning sullen, I don't get it. Am I the idiot? I kind of feel like a witch based on my boyfriend's treatment of me right now, so maybe I was being unnecessarily harsh and unreasonable. Not the idiot, he's 37? Oh good lord. Your 37-year-old boyfriend is acting like a baby. Also, a red flag you should definitely reconsider, especially with the lack of communication on his part. Then he proceeded to give you the silent treatment, then proceeded to rip you apart when all he had to do was communicate his keys could have potentially been in the bag. I seriously thought this was a high school relationship based on the boyfriend's behaviour. Then I rechecked his age. Embarrassing behaviour from a 20-year-old? Never mind a grown damn man. Sis, dump him. You can do better. Girl, he's playing you. Wake up. Whose house did he go to if he couldn't get into his own? My guess is he did something to feel guilty about in addition to lying to you multiple times. He thought you would call him out, so he went offensive, using his rage to deter you from asking what was going on the prior night. Find a man who treats you like the partner you deserve. Update. Thanks for the responses, everyone. I broke up with him today. We've been having problems for a while and this was the final straw. After I texted him, I was done. He sent me a novel saying the same old BS and blaming me like usual, saying that I left him stranded without warning, blah blah. I didn't even bother reading the rest. I deleted and blocked him. He's such a loser. I'm sorry I wasted so much time in this relationship. I, female nearly adult, have a twin sister who passed away almost a year ago. She was my best friend and losing her felt like I lost part of myself. It feels like a part of me is missing. I've been in therapy, which has helped me a lot. My parents, though, haven't been doing well. They argue a lot, which rarely ever happened before. It's made being at home difficult. Being a twin means my sister and I share a birthday. Yesterday was our birthday. I ended up missing school because I didn't think I would have been able to concentrate. My parents understood, so they let me stay home. They didn't wish me a happy birthday or buy me a present. They knew what day it was, though. So I laid in bed all day. A few hours after the usual time school got out, a few close friends of both my sister and me came over with cupcakes, balloons and presents. It honestly made me so happy my friends did that. We were in the basement, just hanging out and talking, when my mom yelled for me to come upstairs. She asked what was going on and I explained what happened. She said, I can't believe I want to celebrate without my sister. I said, well, it's my birthday too and I miss my sister so much. Today's been hard for me, but you and Dad act like today isn't our birthday. You still have me. You should still acknowledge I'm here and try to support me. She got mad and called me selfish. We haven't talked since. It was very hard having my birthday without my twin, but to help me, I feel like I can't just act like this day isn't happening. Plus, I know my twin would want me to still celebrate. Not the idiot. First, I am sorry for your loss, but I cannot imagine your sister would want you to live a life of mourning, hoping she was there in spirit. But it seems your parents are not handling things well, and please don't let them hold you back. Maybe try to let them mourn in their own way, but they certainly need to incorporate therapy into their process. I understand your parents are upset and miss her, but there's no excuse to pretend that a birthday doesn't exist and not acknowledge their daughter who's also hurting. Your parents will lose both their kids if they don't stop with this. It sounds like your very presence triggers your parents in the same way that your shared birthday does. It's mind-bogglingly insensitive to call you out for receiving the love and kindness of your awesome and thoughtful friends. Be happy that you have wonderful friends that are there for you. Based on what OP said, their mutual friend showed up unprompted to throw OP an intimate party of them just chilling. This could also be part of their friend group's healing process because people process grief differently. OP's birthday doesn't cease to exist because their twin passed away. It does a disservice to both of them by making the day all about the deceased. I'm a fellow twinless twin. Instead of ignoring our birthday, I call it celebrating for us both, which occasionally means I overindulge. On the flip side, I have another twinless friend that tries to ignore his birthday. It's not about what your parents think. This is about you and how you choose to honor your twin and your day. My girlfriend, 24, and I, 31 male, have been together for almost a year. Our relationship has been great up until now, and we're in it for the long term. We don't live together yet. My girlfriend lives in an apartment with some roommates, while I live in my house that I bought 2 years ago. About 6 months ago, my younger sister, 19, started to attend a college in the city about a 20-minute walk from my house. My sister is more introverted and doesn't like the typical college life of living in a dorm with other people and being surrounded by partying and alcohol. Since I live close by, she asked if she could move in with me for her first year until she met other people she would be comfortable with sharing an apartment. My house is pretty big, so there wasn't any reason not to let her stay with me. So she's been living with me for almost half a year. She has her room on the second floor that was previously empty, while I do everything on the ground floor and first floor. My girlfriend has been talking a lot about moving in together recently, and I'm entirely on board with that. We were even making specific plans on when she could move in. Everything seemed to be going smoothly until she, out of nowhere, asked me when I would make my sister move out so that she could move in. I told her that my sister would move out eventually, but that she wasn't moving out for at least 6 months and might even stay longer if needed. There was plenty of room for the three of us without getting in each other's way. This somehow riled my girlfriend up, and she started telling me that she didn't want anybody living with us and that my sister needed to be an adult and live independently. I told her that I'd promised my sister and that I was not going back on my word. This turned into an argument, with her telling me that she wanted us to live alone with nobody else around and me explaining that I couldn't leave my sister hanging. I tried to reason with her, but she kept repeating this, so I told her that I was not making my sister move out regardless of what she was going to do. Finally, she got emotional and told me that I was choosing my sister over her and that what I was doing was wrong. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your girlfriend is showing an egocentric lack of family sense which should make you think twice about continuing the relationship if she's already this petty and entitled about getting rid of your 19-year-old sibling. Definitely put any plans for a future with her on hold and reconsider whether this is truly the only red flag. Sorry dude, I think she really likes your house, not you. Really think about what your girlfriend is showing you. So far, she has been the lovely girlfriend until she has you hooked in. She feels entitled to get rid of your sister from your house. She really is selfish and it's showing. If it was me, I couldn't look at her the same way again. OMG, you've been dating this person for almost a year, which is to say less than a year. Your sister, on the other hand, is your sister. She's your family. If someone you've been with for less than a year puts you in a situation where you have to choose between them and an immediate family member, you absolutely should choose your family. My response would have been something like, I'd rather not be in a position of having to choose between you and my family, but if you create that situation, of course, I will choose my family. Good luck, OP.